within CISA certification. So you have one module where they talk about security. There's another module they talk about infrastructure. There's another module they talk about, again, for the auditing piece. One module for IT governance. So whoever done, I've seen a lot of people in the market, and if you go to LinkedIn, you see a lot of people, they have CISA and CISSP, right? Because once they've done CISA, depending whichever you want to pick first, depending which one you like the best, or which one you find the more value, because it's all about, end of the day, you want to land the job that you would like to, apply your skills and knowledge that you get for CISA. I mean, one thing, there's a chip on your back saying you are CISA certified. Is another thing that you want to make sure that you use that certification in the proper format, which is like you apply your knowledge of CISA. So moving right along. So for the governance management, and then we have the operation piece, and then the last one was information asset. Before they had was BCP, business continuity planning. They had that in there. So they pretty much converged that in one, which is a good thing. I mean, the tax has not changed, because I've seen 2007 manual for CISA. It's not much different than 2010 manual. So again, it's not much. So I mean, these are the, for CISA, security is part of it. That's all you need to remember. And second thing is, there are different aspects in CISA as well. Again, CISA, S doesn't stand for security, stand for S stand for CISA, S stand for everybody is that's good. Okay, so last but not least, the CISM.
I want to make sure that I understand the first line. 79,000 is all the candidates worldwide, or only those certified in 2010?
Well, by 2010, the total accumulative candidates were, I mean, it all started in 1981, I believe. Yeah, 1981 it all started. CISA has started in 1981. Since 1981 till 2010, 79,000. That shows that there is some, availability there for any candidate to join in, right? Okay, so last but not the least is the CISM. In the CISM, again, as I mentioned, the first pointer where CISA and CSSP, I mean, you can convert that and make a CISM. And I've mentioned briefly about CISM that, you don't really have to be a manager to be a CISM. CISM definitely is more about how you manage security. But again, especially in my organization, I have a lot of security analysts. They are CISM, and definitely in 2 to 4 years, they're going to be maturing that, and then they're going to become CSM, right? So they've already passed the exam. So I mean, again, it's all about how exactly you manage the program. Because once you be part of the security, analyzing the security, then you want to make sure that everybody's different. Somebody want to just make sure they stay on technical grounds, right? Some they want to make sure that okay, enough for technical. Now I want to build the whole security program, build whole security architecture, make it more towards managing it instead of operating it, right? So again, everybody is different, and then that's why we have ISACA has offered different certifications, and ISC Square also mentioned different certifications as well. Again, the focus for CISM is more of a information risk management, like what are the risks for any given project or any given security initiative, right? I mean, again, the example I've mentioned about iPhone, I mean, everybody want to make sure, or especially the C-level or the executive, they want to make sure that they can receive their email on the iPhone. What are the risks, right? The risk is that there could be an open hole in the environment where they can access an email, but that hole enable others to definitely do whatever they don't supposed to do, right? So it's more about an intrusion happening there, right? Okay, so for CISM, again, the knowledge areas, also the domains are 5, and incident management, program development, risk management, security governance. And again, if you notice that they are pretty much intermingled, right? I mean, again, the information is the same, but again, every single consortium is putting the information, whatever they think is best needs. CISSP is putting in more towards only security, right? CISA is security is a piece of it, and then you have governance, and then you have disaster recovery. And here, again, is more managing the security, how exactly you manage it. And then those who are the best managers out there, who exactly came from bottom up, right? Not that they started as a manager, they started from being like an analyst or being like, a security administrator, and they move up towards the management. And because I mean, once you move from bottom up, then you know the risk, right? I mean, you know, let's suppose in an operations room where you have a data center and an operator working in that room, operator being a network admin working in that room, he knows, okay, you know, these are the things that I know that I shouldn't know, right? So once you go up to the level or up to the ladder and you move towards management, then you are aware of those stuff. You know, okay, where are the patches that needs to be done, or where exactly prevention can be done, right? To secure your environment. And I think this is something that we all are waiting for, the job market. So so let's talk about that. Any questions about the last piece? Okay, sure. I mean, yeah, that's a relevant question. And what exactly I would do is I'll just hold that thought, right? And once we move to the question and answer sessions, and definitely we'll take all those questions. I mean, I know there are other sort of other fields that people are working in. Some are QA, some are BSA, you know, some are developer, some are programmer. Definitely we'll try to, you know, have a collective session.
I just want to ask my question. Just a first suggestion. You are more expertise for the CH certified ethical hack. Certified ethical hack.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, yeah. So CEH from the e-console, that's a certification that probably going to help you from your QA standpoint. Right?
That's ethical hacking, but there's one awareness. It's those ethical hacking testing job normally it's outsourced. So it means, for example, because I was working in a bank, so our ethical hacking testing is actually outsourced to the external firms.
Great. It's good to have an interaction. Any other questions? Okay. So let's move forward to see what exactly job market is for security. Again, we all know that again these are the snippets or these are the excerpts from different vendors, you know, from SANS, from ICS2, and those figures are from what exactly they think, right? And again, 136K again is like a higher limit that I've mentioned. In the next slide, we'll talk about okay, what exactly is the range that security professionals are getting in you know, with 2 to 4 years experience, or with, let's suppose, starting from the security admin, moving towards security analyst, or moving towards security specialist, right?
There were about BCSM. That's where to find the information.
On the SAN website.
SAN.
So according to SAN, you know, they see all those 3 courses, CISM, CISA, and you know, CISSP more relevant towards their organization. Again, just for as an FYI, SAN again is one of the leading vendor for virus protection, right? So these are certifications that they think are more appropriate for it, right? Again, moving towards different barcode, but whatever I've got the snippet from is more relevant to the topic, right? So that way you can relate to what exactly we have talked about in the session, right? Again, this is more like a graph, and where they talk about, you know, I would like to focus on here the first one rather than these 3, right? I mean, if you just the first one, consultant, right? For consultant, you can have analyst, you can have specialist, right? You also can have security administrator, right? And you have the ranges there. What exactly in the market the companies are offering, right? And again, with all the certifications, some companies, and I would like to be honest with you, some companies, you know, they say, well, we want experience, right? And if you have a certification, they have on the back of the head, you know what, they're going to pay you whatever you ask for within that range, not like, you know, and there are certain companies, they only need the qualification first, and then they say, okay, you have the qualification, you have the experience, and then definitely you're going to be more helpful in achieving the goal of the organization, which is, you know, being a security analyst or security infrastructure or security network, right? And then moving right along, like for the security manager, you know, they have the range here. Again, for security manager, most likely the CISM, right? And again, CISM doesn't have to, you don't have to be a manager. I've mentioned that before too. If you have CISM, you can have CISM, and then you can work towards and again, security consultant. Even if you and this one piece they've mentioned in the CISM certification is that if you are a security consultant, you can be considered as a manager as well. since you're consulting, right? If you have 4-year experience of consultancy in security, which is equal to 4-year of security management experience. So that piece is more like a give you an sort of a glimpse of what exactly market is offering, right? And that's for CISSP. So for CISA, the trend is a bit different here, right? And I would like to focus more here on physical security auditor, which is like sort of from starter to the intermediate role, not like senior, right? And then here they have the range, and then again you see that security consultant in there as well. So I mean, this is intermingling. That's why you see CISA becomes